Good afternoon. I'm Justin Warmoth, and welcome to Take Six. I'm sitting in for Julie Broughton today, and today we're going to be focusing on something that is a big warning that's going out from some tax collectors' offices, specifically regarding loans for home improvement projects, and that could result in some significant issues, including the possibility of losing your home. And this is something that Erik Sandoval brought us 3 weeks ago, and he has another story that will be airing tonight to talk about these PACE loans. Erik, this is a really scary thing.
Yeah, especially for this family in Brevard County, Justin. First of all, I want you to imagine being and surviving a Florida summer without air conditioning. You almost can't even think in those terms nowadays with technology and air conditioning just so prevalent throughout the state. Well, that's exactly what this family was experiencing. They didn't have an air conditioner for like 3 years. And so they found an opportunity to get a home improvement loan that would basically allow them to get an air conditioner installed. And you mentioned this is a PACE loan. And this kind of loan is basically attached to your property records through the tax collectors. So you're basically making a one time of year payment towards that loan. It's attached to your property tax bill. So in addition to your property taxes, you're paying that one time a year loan payment. This is the air conditioner they got. They say it has changed their lives, understandably, through, especially in Brevard County, where it can get really warm along the beachfront. Now they got the air conditioner, but the financing agency that they used, which is called Y-Green Energy, spelled backwards, they stopped operations in the state of Florida. So they basically signed on the dotted line. They got the air conditioner. The air conditioner installer came, put in the air conditioner, installed all the ducts, and then when it came time to pay this air conditioning install person, there was no check.
So then what happens?
Yeah, exactly. So the air conditioner installer put his own lien against their property.
Wow.
And so now they have two liens against their property. And now they've started the foreclosure process because they can't afford to pay for both of these payments in addition to their mortgage, in addition to their property taxes.
That is so frustrating. The differences between these PACE loans, Erik, let's talk about real quickly, if you can, the difference in the first story that aired with this woman in Paramore, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong,
right.
I think it was in Paramore, and then these folks in Brevard County. How are they the same? How are they different?
So they both applied for, were approved, basically got funded for these PACE loans. And again, these are not a home equity line of credit or
Right.
a home equity loan or refinancing your mortgage. These are loans specifically geared towards people who might not have stellar credit. They may own their house outright, so they really don't have a mortgage, or for people who are lower income and basically don't have many other options when it comes to financing a home improvement project. So they're big loans, and again, they're attached to your property tax bill. So, and the reason that they do that is because the investors who funded that loan have basically guaranteed their payment. So if in this case the house is foreclosed on, the lender, the Y-Green Energy, will still get its money back because whoever buys this house next is going to have to pay all of the liens in order for that home to be theirs. So Y-Green will still get their money back. So that's why it's advantageous to the financing institution, because they're going to see a return on their investment, but not necessarily in a lot of cases to the people who are getting these loans to begin with.
So that company...
Did that make any sense?
Yeah, no, it does. And I know this is a very
Okay.
complicated story, and there are
It
a lot of
is.
layers to this, and we appreciate you breaking this down in a very simplistic form. But, there's this company who backs out, and yet they installed... Where do they come into play here?
So Y-Green backed out of the state of Florida.
Right.
It's funny connecting the dates. The day that this air conditioning was installed was the day that Y-Green sent a notice to all of their customers and all of their contractors saying, hey, we ran out of funding. We're no longer going to be in operation in the state of Florida. You need to cease and desist, and we're not going to be paying out any more payments. And that's why the air conditioning was installed, and it was just a bad coincidence at that point. Y-Green got more funding, and they started up operations again in February of last year. In this case, the family didn't qualify for funding anymore under that, because at that point they had 2 liens against their property, and that disqualified them. But the problem was they had 2 liens against their property because Y-Green pulled out.
That is
So it's just really unfair for this family. We're working to get results for them. And, we pride ourselves in getting results here at News 6, but some situations are harder than others. And so this is really a quagmire in trying to get results. We're working, though.
I know you are. I know you are. How many, do you know how many of these PACE loans are distributed throughout maybe just Florida?
Quite a few. And I have to tell you, I don't know the exact number, because, it ebbs and flows.
I didn't know if it was a handful, but just to have
It's quite a few, but I'll tell you that the crux of all of the PACE loans are down in the Miami-Dade area. And this really blew up because Y-Green is based in Miami, and they had a lot of clients in the Miami-Dade area. And as soon as Y-Green stopped operations, there was a bunch of customers down in South Florida who experienced this exact same thing. And as a result of that, Miami-Dade government started the process of implementing new rules, new safeguards that would protect their residents against these kinds of loans. It would basically set up new hurdles for these financing operations to go through. That's still in development. They haven't approved anything, but we're watching that, maybe as a model for some Central Florida governments to adopt as well.
We shall see. All right, Erik Sandoval, thanks for joining us. This airs tonight at 6 on News 6. Just feel for that family. Just awful.
Me
but
too.
We appreciate it.
We'll see you at 6.
See you there. All right, so the weather outside is weather. Let's take you outside, not outside, but let's give you a look at the 7-day forecast, because it's a windy, chillier day outside. But as we get closer to the weekend, look at those temperatures really ramp up every single day, highlighting Sunday as folks make their preparations for, maybe they're hosting a Super Bowl party, or they're going to somewhere to watch the Super Bowl. Some outdoor activities leading up to the big game look pretty nice with 80-degree temperatures in February. That's why we live in the state of Florida. So looking great out there. Yes, there are some windy conditions, and it's really impacting the coast. So not a great boating day today or tomorrow, according to meteorologist Candace Campos, but weather conditions improve, and we like to see that. But thanks for joining us this afternoon on Take 6. I'm Justin Warmoth. We'll see you back at 4 o'clock for our next newscast.